Welcome to the 1 Minute Apologist.
1 Minute Apologist.
Apologetics seeks to give credible answers to curious questions, to give a defense.
How to reach the world for Christ. The way we're going to reach the world for Christ, honestly, and not to sound cliche, is one person at a time. Yeah, sure, we can reach people in groups and in masses, but each one needs to be passionate about reaching out to somebody. We each need to see our responsibility there. I don't know about you, but there's times where I think about the world and how many people still need to hear about Jesus, like 2 billion, that still need to hear the good news. I can get overwhelmed by that. In fact, the burden can become crushing. We were in Israel recently. I took a group of 32 people there, including myself, and we were touring. And while we were going around the Galilee region, I found myself just being overwhelmed again. And my goodness, go and make disciples of all nations, and feeling so minuscule, feeling like, what difference can I really make? I mean, there's so many people in the world. I mean, we have billions of people, over 7 billion people. And I remember thinking, and I picked up the microphone on the bus as we were driving away, and I was so thankful for this application. I said to those on the bus, maybe you feel discouraged. Like, where do I even begin? Where do I start? There's so many more people in the world today than there was then. How do I even begin to start spreading the gospel? And I said, we just start in our own spheres of influence. That's what Jesus did. And that's what Jesus did when he called a small band of followers. He utilized those disciples, his 12 disciples, and we obviously lose Judas, right? But then they picked up another. Through that group, the world was reached. And I said to the group in Israel, I said, just think about it. We're in Israel today because a small group was willing to be faithful, and they believed that they could make a difference. So we just start by believing that we can make a difference. We're not going to be held accountable for the world. We're going to be held accountable for those whom we come in contact with, for our spheres of influence. And that takes a lot of pressure. God's the Savior of the world, and he's called us in our own context to make a difference there. So I'd encourage you, maybe start with your neighborhood. Start with your family, start in your workplace, and begin to ask God to help you to be faithful to reach one at a time for Jesus Christ.